Welcome back guys, this video is going to be a beginner's guide to ROG Ally. I have the OG variant of Ally, comes with Ryzen Z1 Extreme processor, 16GB of memory and Windows 11. I have been using this device for almost 2 years now. I have tested hundreds of games ranging from indie to AAA titles. In this video I will be sharing with you some useful tips and tricks for the device. We'll show you how to set it up from scratch, creating custom power profiles, custom fan curve to prevent the device from overheating, setting up AMD Adrenaline software using its settings like RSR, AntiLag, AFMF, AMD's driver level implementation of frame generation, and a lot more. Even in 2025, ROG Ally is a very good purchase, offers very good value for money, and it will also receive Microsoft's upcoming handheld PC optimized version of Windows 11, which will debut on ROG Xbox Ally. First, I need to completely wipe out Windows 11 installed on my device. So you need to make sure that drive encryption setting is disabled. I'll show you the process. Click on the Windows icon here. Type encryption. Data encryption. Open this setting. Scroll down until you find data encryption section. Click on manage device encryption. From here, make sure device encryption setting is disabled. I'll be using Asus Cloud Recovery feature to completely wipe out Windows 11 and reinstall it. Before using this feature, make sure correct values are set for time and date. Click on time and language, date and time. Verify that everything is set correctly from here. Also make sure that secure boot is enabled from the BIOS setting. I'll show you how to access BIOS. Just switch off the device. I've connected my Blitzhole Type-C dock to Ally, connected my mouse and keyboard to the dock, Ethernet connection as well. We'll be using it for Asus Cloud Recovery. In order to access ROG Ally's BIOS, turn on the device. Wait for the screen to light up like this. Now spam the minus volume button. Just press it continuously for about 5 to 6 times. This should be enough. And now we're in the BIOS. From here, just tap on advanced mode. Now tap on security. Now expand the secure boot section. There it is. From here, make sure secure boot control is set to enabled. Zoomed out a bit. Now I'll show you how to start Asus Cloud Recovery. In the BIOS section, you can use ROG Ally's controllers. See, just go to the advanced section. From here, select Asus Cloud Recovery. Press the A key. Tap on View Policy. Check this option. I am above the age of 20 years. Agree. Using an Ethernet connection. If the program finds some issues, it will throw up errors here. No errors in my case. I'll just hit the enter keyboard key. Files are getting downloaded. Just wait for the process to complete. Should take about 40 to 50 minutes. Download complete. Tap on confirm. It's mostly an automated process. Highly recommended to do it if you purchase a used ROG Ally. There was a new update for My Asus app. I didn't update it. I'll update it from here. They found it for me. Update process complete. Do you want to back up your files first? Completely up to you. I don't want to do it. No. Are you sure you want to start the cloud recovery process? Total size of the recovery file is around 14 GB. Yes. Make sure your device is plugged into power throughout the process. 100% process finally complete. Ally restarted. Okay, Windows installation process is still going on. Next phase, Windows interface. ROG Ally is automatically installing its software. Restart it again. Hopefully this is the last restart. Finally, Windows 11 booted up. The complete process took about 70 minutes. Select your language. English. Yes. Country. I'll select India. There it is. Yes. English India. Yes. Second keyboard layout. Completely up to you. Skip. Restarting again. Going to the setup wizard again. License agreement. Name of your PC. ROG Ally. You can skip this part. It's checking for Windows updates now. When you run Ally for the first time, it's going to install a lot of updates. It will take some time. Update is in progress. Downloading. Wait for the process to complete. Update is getting installed. Almost there. It's going to restart now. Sign into your Microsoft account. If you don't have one, you can create it from here by clicking on create one. Next, when I purchased this device almost 2 years ago, 3 months of Game Pass Ultimate subscription came free with it. I'm not sure if this offer is still available. Time to set up the fingerprint scanner. This step is optional. I'll just set it up. Something went wrong. Okay, I'll skip it. Create a pin. Privacy settings for the device. Location disable. Find my device optional. I'll disable it. Diagnostic data optional, disable. In-game typing disable. Tailored experiences disable. Getting things ready. Windows setup wizard took another hour, 2 hours in total for completely resetting ROG Ally. It's recommended to register your ROG Ally on Asus website for availing warranty. Just enter my phone number. Customize our experience, skip. Again, it's up to you. Edge wants to have access to our recent browsing data. Not now. We can use Microsoft 365 for free. I wanted to skip this. ROG Ally's Armoury application booted up automatically. Via this application, we can access all of ROG Ally's settings and features. Privacy policy. I agree. Welcome to Armoury. Run Armoury SE at startup. Okay, this setting was enabled. Uncheck it. Next. Basically a tutorial. Manage our games library. Next. I'll cover all of this stuff in the later part of the video. Calibrate LS controller. Handy features. For the timing, I'll just use Armoury application to disable the LEDs around the joysticks. Click on the settings cog here. Click on lighting. And just set the brightness level to nil. There you go. Close this app. Okay. I'll just hide time and date from the taskbar. Tap on the Windows icon here. Tap on settings. Now just tap on time and language. Tap on date and time. Uncheck the setting, show time and date in system tray. This step is optional. I'll also change the theme to dark mode. And just go to the personalization section. Tap on themes. I'll select this one. It got applied. LS display supports 3 resolutions, 720p, 900p and Full HD. I prefer using 900p resolution with resolution scale value set to 150%. It basically applies a magnifying effect, increases the size of applications and text. Just tap on system here. Tap on display. Resolution is set to Full HD, recommended. I'll drop the resolution to 900p. Keep changes. Scale value set to 150%, recommended. Size of the text increased. Rotation lock enabled. Display mode switch to portrait mode when you flip the device. Now tap on advanced display. From here, make sure refresh rate value is set to 120 Hz. Go back to the system section. Tap on color profile. Make sure this setting is disabled. Automatically manage color for apps. Otherwise, it will make the colors look washed, bland in some games. Display section again. Scroll down until you find graphics. Open it. From here, make sure this setting is enabled. Optimizations for windowed games. Expand advanced graphics settings. And from here, enable VRR. LS display supports Freesync Premium. Disabling this setting will disable Freesync. Then you will observe screen tearing in games that run with a variable FPS. Back. Go back to the system section again. Scroll down until you find power and battery section. There it is. Tap on it. Power mode, just set it to best performance for both plugged in and on battery. Next we have screen, sleep and hibernate timeouts. Expand this section. Turn my screen off after 5 minutes. Put my device to sleep after 5 minutes. This is for plugged in. I have set them to never. You can change the values for them when the device is on battery. I have set them to 3 minutes. Completely up to you. You can set them to never if you want. See. For sleep, I'll just set it to never. Next we have power and sleep button controls. By default, sleep function is mapped to LS power button. If you press the power button once, the device will be put to sleep. Sleep feature on Windows is not as good as the sleep feature on SteamOS on Windows. Ally draws a considerable amount of power when it is put to sleep compared to Steam Deck running on SteamOS. Ally is not going to last for a day if you put it to sleep while playing a game, unlike Steam Deck. Instead of using Windows Sleep feature, you can use Windows Hibernate feature. This feature considerably drops the power draw for the device, but it can be hit or miss. Some games not working properly after waking the device up from hibernate state. You also need to have some free space on your Ally in order to use this feature. I'll show you how to map hibernate feature to Ally's power button. Expand this section, power and sleep button controls. Just set. Pressing the power button will make my PC to hibernate. See, this is for plugged in on battery. Same thing, hibernate. Now I'll be covering how to navigate through the Windows interface. ROG Ally does not come with a trackpad. You can use its right joystick to move the mouse pointer like this. The stick is very smooth. It's very easy to trace a circle using it. By default, right mouse click is mapped to Ally's right trigger. See, left mouse click is mapped to Ally's right bumper. When you single tap a folder or an application, this will open it instead of highlighting it. I'm going to change this feature. Just open File Explorer. Click on three dots here. Click on Options. Just change the setting from single click to open an item to double click to open an item. Apply. OK. Close. Now when I tap an application, it's not going to open it. Need to double tap it. There you go. Ally comes with two backlit macro buttons. There they are. We can use them to access some shortcuts. For example, just press and hold any of the backlit macro buttons. I'll hold the left one. Now just press the up D-pad button. This will open up the virtual keyboard. There it is. Press it again, close it. Now instead of pressing the up D-pad button, just press the down D-pad button. This will open the task manager. We can use it to kill the task running in the background. Close it. Now instead of pressing the down D-pad button, press the right D-pad button. I am still holding the backlit macro button. Yeah, this is the task switcher. Shows the apps running in the background. Instead of pressing the right D-pad button, if you press the left D-pad button, it will quickly take you to the desktop. For example, I'm in the file manager. Press and hold any of the backlit macro buttons. Now press the left D-pad button. Yeah, it took us back to the desktop. Right below the start button, we have the Armoury Create button. If you press this button, it will open the Armoury Create app, through which we can access all of the ROG Ally settings and features. But if you press and hold this button, it will highlight all of the desktop controls. We can remap the controls via Armoury Create application. I'll cover this in the later part of the video. Left bumper is mapped to tab key. Left trigger is mapped to left shift plus tab keys. This button right below the select button opens command center menu, which gives us quick access to Ally settings. We can add or remove settings from here via Armoury Create application. This slider changes the brightness level. See, and just set it to 50%. This slider increases or decreases the volume. Virtual power button. From here we can access settings like sleep, hibernate, restart, shutdown. Command center menu even works when you are playing a game. Using the operating mode setting, we can switch among the different power profiles. Need to create a manual power profile via Armoury Create application. Cover it in the later part. For the time being, I'll stick with the silent profile, 10 watts. Next we have the control mode. We can use it to switch among the different controller profiles. Auto is selected. Gamepad. In this mode, desktop controls won't work. See, mouse pointer is not moving. Should be using this profile while playing a game. Desktop mode. Now desktop controls should work. Auto mode basically automatically switches between these two profiles depending on what we are doing, whether we are playing a game or navigating through the desktop interface. Switch among the different game profiles. Virtual keyboard already covered. Real-time resource monitor. First level shows the FPS counter. Row, this is what it looks like. Even has a frame pacing graph. Square, see. Off, I usually use Adrenaline's performance overlay to show the performance metrics or afterburner. I'll show you how to set up Adrenaline overlay in the later part of the video. FPS limiter, make sure it's set to max 30, 45, 60, 90, 120 max. In some games it does not work properly, so I avoid using it. You can use RTSS or Adrenaline software to apply an FPS cap. Show desktop, already covered. Embedded controller, very important. If you want to disable ROG LS controller, set embedded controller to disable. Yeah, now it won't work. This is useful when you have connected an external gamepad. I'll enable it for the time being. AMD RSR off. I'll be enabling it via Adrenaline software. RSR is basically LS driver level implementation of FSR version 1 upscaler. Most of the new games support newer versions of FSR upscaler like version 3, 3.1. Personally, I prefer using XeSS version 2 upscaler to FSR. It produces a better looking image quality and less texture shimmering compared to FSR upscaler. You can always refer to my OptiScaler mod guides in which I show how to inject XeSS version 2 upscaler in the games. Microsoft recommends disabling core isolation setting on gaming PCs. I'll quickly do this. Tap on the Windows icon here in the taskbar. Tap on settings. From here just tap on privacy and security. There it is. Windows security. Open Windows security. Now just tap on device security. Tap on core isolation details. You need to disable this setting. Memory integrity can cause some performance issues if this setting is enabled. Yes. Dismiss. Need to restart the PC in order to apply this setting. Quickly do this. Windows updates are getting installed. This is what it looks like. PC restarted. Now I'll be uninstalling the apps that I don't require on my PC like Microsoft's Copilot. Just click on the Windows icon here in the taskbar. Go to settings. Now just tap on apps. Tap on installed apps. From here just uninstall the app that you don't want on your Ally. Don't remove any app from Asus. First we have Copilot. Click on the three dots next to it. Now click on uninstall. If you want to install it again, you can install it via Microsoft Store app. Uninstall. Scroll down again. Next we have Microsoft Family app. I have no idea what this app does. Uninstall. Feedback Hub, again from Microsoft. Uninstall. Moving on. Microsoft 365, don't want it on Ally. Again it's up to you. Uninstall. Uninstall again. Microsoft 365 and Office, useful for opening document files and Excel sheets. I won't be working on my ROG Ally. Up to you. Done. Close. Microsoft Clipchamp, no idea about this app. Uninstall. Microsoft OneDrive, again it's up to you, but I won't be using it. Uninstall. Gone. Microsoft OneNote, remove. Uninstall. It's gone. Microsoft Teams, remove. Microsoft To Do, uninstall. Microsoft Whiteboard, I don't want it. Uninstall. Microsoft News, uninstall. You can also uninstall your games from here. Outlook, don't want it. Power Automate, not required. Quick Assist, uninstall. Remote desktop connection, I'll keep it. I think we are done here. Sticky notes, I'll keep it. Yeah. Ally comes pre-installed with Steam and Xbox PC app. There's the latter. I'll just pin it to the taskbar. Right click, select pin to taskbar. There it is. I'll also pin the Microsoft Store app to the taskbar. Search for it. Microsoft Store, there it is. Right click, pin to taskbar. Open it. You can use this application to download or update Microsoft apps on your ROG Ally. For example, Xbox PC app. Just sign to your Microsoft account. I've already done that. Now I'll be covering My Asus application. This application is used for downloading the latest software for our ROG Ally. Need to make sure it's up to date. Tap on the Windows icon here. Now just type My Asus. There it is, My Asus app. Running it for the first time. Yeah, this is its setup wizard. Select your language. Age above 18. Agree. Sign into your Asus account. Remember my Asus member account on this device. Confirm. Transfer your data. Optional. Skip. Finally we are in. First we have the home section. Here you can find your device's serial number, warranty details. Yeah, my device's warranty expired a long time ago. Battery level fully charged. CPU load 9%. Temperature. Hard disk information. I upgraded LS storage from 512 GB to 2 TB. Physical memory consumption. You can free up your memory from here. Tap on it. Free up memory. It just killed the apps running in the background. We have about 55% of memory available. Home. Now just go to the device settings section. From here just enable this setting, battery K mode. It will limit the battery charge level to 80%. After reaching this value, Ally will stop charging its battery. It won't draw any power from the battery. It will be completely powered up via the charger. This is good for preserving the health of Ally's battery for its longevity. System diagnosis can be run from here. If you're encountering any problems with your Ally like system restarting randomly, games crashing, just run the diagnostic test from here. Check up. Process complete. Let's check out the result. 0 problems found, but they have 2 suggestions for me. Device driver. Yeah, I need to update them. I haven't shown you the process yet. Application usage. What's this? Apps consuming memory. Complete. No hardware issues should be shown here. Moving on to the next section, system update. Very important. From here you can download software for your ROG Ally, and these softwares come directly from Asus. As you can see, we have Realtek audio driver update, Fingerprint driver update, BIOS update for Windows. This is how you update your Ally's BIOS. I'll just check all of them. Now tap on update selected items. Make sure Ally is connected to the internet. Update. System update. Confirm. Make sure charger is connected. Fingerprint driver was not installed on Ally. This is why it did not work during the Windows setup wizard. After updating the driver, I'll be setting up my fingerprint scanner. Updates got downloaded. Tap on restart. BIOS update. Tap on yes. You see the BIOS interface in the background. Scary looking screen. Just wait for the process to complete. Almost there. Done. Tap on OK. Device should restart. Update successfully. Yeah, we are in. Our fingerprint scanner should be working now. Power button works as the fingerprint scanner. Show you how to set it up. Tap on the Windows icon here. Go to settings. Now just tap on accounts. Scroll down until you find sign in option setting. There it is. Now just tap on fingerprint recognition. Tap on setup. Get started. Enter your PIN. Repeatedly lift and rest your finger on the power button until setup is complete like this. Yeah, it's getting registered. As we have installed its driver, you just need to touch the power button gently. Don't apply too much force. We are done. Close. Now I'll be installing Windows updates. They are different from ROG Ally updates. Just tap on the Windows icon here. Tap on settings. Scroll down until you find Windows update. Tap on check for updates. My Ally is up to date, but if you are checking for updates for the first time, a lot of updates are going to show up here. Just install them one by one. You will be required to restart your PC in order to apply the updates. Microsoft gives us the option to pause the updates. Pause for 1 week, 5 weeks. I'll show you my update history. Yeah, install the following updates. So many of them. Now I'll be covering ROG Ally's Armoury application. You can access it quickly by pressing this button right below the start button, or you can just search for it. Tap on the Windows icon in the taskbar. Type Armoury AR. There it is, Armoury SC. Tap on it. If you're running it for the first time, you'll be required to update it. First we have the library section. Here you will see all of the games that are installed on your Ally. In the bottom left corner, you will see the digital stores icon to which these games belong. Steam, Xbox PC. If any app or game is not showing up here, you can manually add it. Just tap on manage library. you can use alias controller. Just select add game app to library. Now just select your game from this section. If it's not showing up here, open File Explorer by pressing any of the bumper buttons, RB. There it is. Navigate to the directory where your game or application is installed, then manually add its exe file. You can directly launch the game from here. It will automatically launch the platform to which the game belongs. For example, I'll just start Persona 5 Royal. It's the Steam version. Play. Now we need to select the gamepad profile. For playing games, just select gamepad mode, recommended. This will disable the desktop controls. Tap on it, select it, done. USC prompt for Steam, yes. Steam's tied up. Prerequisites hotkeys are getting installed. I'll just stop the process. Moving on to the next section, tap on the settings cog here. Now I'll be calibrating ROG alias controls. Tap on calibration here. This is very useful if you encounter any issues with ROG alias controller. First we have the left stick, tap on it. Move the stick towards its edge like this. Circle should illuminate, tracing a circle. I'll start the calibration process. Tap on calibrate here or press the A button on ally. Release the joystick and then press A button to reset the dot to its central position. Move the stick towards this circle, hold it, release. Now move it towards this circle, again hold it in this position, release. Next circle, last circle, hold. That's it. Now we need to rotate the joystick. Keep doing it. Done. Do the same thing for the right stick. Moving on to the left trigger, start the calibration process. Keep the ally stationary until this sign appears. Now hold the trigger for 2 to 3 seconds. Done. Do the same thing for the right trigger. Last but not least, gyro. Need to calibrate it before using it. Need to place the device on a stationary surface. Make sure the white dot is close to the middle or controls will drift during games. Wait for the dots to stop moving. Start the calibration process. Press the A button. Wait for a few seconds. Calibration process is going on. Done. Back to the settings subsection. Now I'll show you how to configure alias controller. Just tap on configure under control mode. We have these two modes, gamepad and desktop. Gamepad profile is used while playing games. Desktop profile is used while navigating through the Windows interface. Both of them have the same settings. I'll just configure the gamepad mode. Configure. First we have the key mapping section. You can remap alias controls from here. You can even map keyboard controls to alias controls. Yes, you heard it right. What I'm going to do is map L3 button to ROG alias M2 backgrip button. We'll use the other backgrip macro button to use alias secondary function for any key. I'll show you how to activate this secondary function. For example, I'll be mapping hotkey combo Alt plus F4 to the X button here. First I'll map the L3 button to the M2 macro button. Tap on it. Uncheck this option, set a secondary function. Tap on edit next to primary button. These are the different sections available: gamepad, action, keyboard controls, numpad, mouse keys. Can even map mouse keys to alias controls, combo keys. I'll be creating a combo Alt plus F4, but for this macro button I'll just select left stick click. Now when I press this macro button, L3 button will get executed. The process is that simple. Back. As I want to edit the secondary function for X button here, I'll just tap on the face button, select X button. By default this is its secondary function, projection mode. In order to activate it, I just need to press and hold the M1 backgrip macro button and then press the X button. Tap on edit next to secondary function. Just tap on combine keys. Okay, need to create a key combo. Press the X button. Macro. Edit. Alt. Left alt detected. F4. Completely up to you. This is the combo that I'll be using. We are done here. Back. You can change its name from here. Macro. I'll just name it as test. Okay. Selected. Yeah, this is the secondary function. Next we have the left stick section. Response curve for the stick. Dead zone area can be adjusted from here. The area inside the smaller red circle represents the dead zone area. No input for the left stick will be detected if the stick is inside this smaller circle. Change the dead zone area from here. Move the slider to the right. It's going to increase the dead zone area. See, stick with the default value 0. Outer threshold value maxed out. Anti dead zone, by default it's set to nil. Some games come with their own dead zone area applied around the sticks. In order to counter this dead zone area, you can use anti dead zone feature from here. Increase its value. It will make the stick very sensitive. I'll stick with the default value. Just reset to default. It's the same thing for right stick. Response curve, dead zone area, anti dead zone, trigger. Stick with the default value 100%. Can reduce it from here. See, max out. Vibration section. Vibration intensity can be adjusted from here. I'll just set it to nil for both of the vibration motors, left and right sides. Location is highlighted here. Vibration intensity. Last but not least, we have gyro. Very important. Gyro behavior can be selected from this setting. Tap on the drop down bar next to it. As mouse, as left stick, as right stick. For FPS games, select right stick. For racing games, select left stick, right stick. Gyro sensitivity, stick with the default value 100%. Completely up to you. Dead zone 0%. Gyro enable button. This is the list. I have selected left bumper, left trigger. Gyro enable button behavior. Just set it to on. Now when we press and hold the left trigger, gyro will get activated. Invert, horizontal or vertical axis from here. Anti dead zone 20% works fine. 20% value for smoothing also works fine. It helps in removing noise and jitter. Higher values will be smoother. Now this is a global profile. If you want to apply a profile on a per game basis, just go back to the library section. Tap here on the folder icon. Just select any game. Now just tap on game options. Set game profile. This section will pop up. Now you can configure the controls manually. These controls will only work for this game. They won't work on a global basis. I'll quickly test my key mapping and gyro in Resident Evil 5. Here we are in. There's Chris. Gamepad profile is working very nicely. Okay. Now I'll be sprinting. Just press and hold the M2 back grip button. Now I'll move the left stick. Yeah, Chris is sprinting. Now I'll use the gyro feature. Press and hold the left trigger. And just lift the device. There you go. Gyro is working properly, as you can see. You can increase its sensitivity from Armoury Crate application. Very easy to drop this device. Now I'll be using the secondary function of X button right here. In order to do this, I'll press and hold M1 back grip macro button. I'll just press the X button now. Game should close, shut down. There you go. That worked. Back to the settings section. Next we have the general subsection. Personalization. Choose your theme, dark, light. Tap on about here. If you want to run Armoury Crate application at system startup, enable this setting. I don't want to do this, so I'll keep it disabled. Off. Update center. This is very important. Sometimes GPU and BIOS updates show up here. Automatic essential update. If you want immediate and automatic updating of essential software items, enable this setting. I usually keep it off. Check the update log first before installing any new software. Check for updates. Make sure LS connected to the internet. Took some time. Yeah, these are the pending updates. HAL, MCU, firmware, Asus, WDL, HAL. I'll just update all. Tap here. Download complete. Make sure your computer is plugged in. Alright. Be on the safe side. On power delivery. Okay. Install the update. Firmware update tool popped up. Tap on update here. Process complete. Need to restart the device. Install the next update. Done. Didn't require to restart the device this time. Expand this section. Here you can see the GPU driver version here. This is the latest one. Back to the settings section. Next we have the game visual setting. From here you can select the display profiles. I have tried using some profiles from here. Sometimes they end up breaking the game's colors, making the colors look like washed out. I'll just stick with default. Completely up to you. Color temperature can be adjusted from here. Lighting already covered. Wi-Fi connection. Audio, this is for mic or a sync. Never used it. Keyboard shortcuts, yeah, this is very important. Tap on it. You can create your own keyboard shortcuts to open Armoury application or command center with an external keyboard. This is very useful when using Ally in dock mode. For example, for Armoury application, just tap on the bar next to it. I'll just use Ctrl Alt and G shown here. Use my keyboard, Ctrl Alt G. There you go. Same thing for command center, Ctrl Alt C. I'll just close Armoury application. Using my keyboard, I'll press the hotkey combo, Ctrl Alt G. Yeah, Armoury opened up. Next we have the performance section. From here I'll be creating a manual power profile and a manual fan curve. Tap on performance. Tap on operating mode. Tap on manual. Okay. On battery, the maximum power limit for the APU is 25 watts, and when the device is plugged in, the maximum power limit for the APU is 30 watts. 25 watts power profile offers a good balance between performance and temperatures. You will gain around 1 to 3 FPS after going from 25 watts to 27 watts depending on the game. Temperatures will increase slightly. With the 30 watts profile, you will observe diminishing returns in terms of performance, but the temperatures will increase considerably. Not recommended from my side. It's very easy to fry SD cards inserted into ROG LS SD card slot. The slot is placed right next to the exhaust fan. This is why I don't recommend using the 30 watts profile. Now I'll explain these three power values: SPL, SPPT, FPPT. SPL is basically the maximum power limit which the APU can sustain indefinitely. SPPT is the maximum power limit which the APU can sustain for 2 minutes, and FPPT is the maximum power limit which the APU can sustain for 10 seconds only, and it can go up to 53 watts. This is just crazy. You'll barely observe any performance gains at this power value. It's only going to overheat the processor. So what I'm going to do is set all the values to 27 watts. I have the charger plugged in. This is the profile that I'll be creating. Manual mode. Set the power slice to 27 watts. 27. There you go. Apply. Warning will pop up. I know what I am doing. Yes. I'll change its name from manual mode 1 to 27 watts. Rename. Tap. Type whatever you want. I'll just type 27W. Rename. There you go. Now I'll show you how to create a manual fan curve. Just scroll down. It's right here. Fan curves for both of the fans, and I have 2 exhaust fans. I'll use the same fan curve for both of them. We have access to 3 profiles. Presets 1, 2, 3. Modest values. Undo. It's very easy to adjust the fan curve. Just press and hold any of these white squares and then place them wherever you want, like this. Now if you place the mouse pointer at any of these squares, it's going to highlight the fan speed at a specific temperature value. For example, here the fan speed will be 89% when the APU temperature hits 80 degrees Celsius. I'll apply a very aggressive fan curve. Move the square to 100. 3 squares set to 100. When the temperature hits 80 degrees Celsius, the fans will run at full speed. Completely up to you, don't need to follow my profile. Set this value to 30. 50 value set to 50. 60 value set to 70 degrees Celsius, set to 85%. Do the same thing for the other curve. Again, it's completely up to you, don't need to follow my values. We are done here. Now I'll create a power profile when the device is on battery. Remove the charger. Manual. OK. On battery, just set every slider to 15 watts. Change its name to 15W, whatever you want. Rename. Set the fan curve. Again, I'll use the same values. Again, it's up to you. Quickly do this. Fan curve complete for both of the fans. I'll just give you an idea about Ally's estimated playtime. Its battery is rated at 40 watt. 15 watts profile should be enough for indie games. When you're using this profile, total power draw will be around 25 to 27 watts. Taking into account the power drawn by other components of ROG Ally, you'll be getting a playtime of around 1 hour 40 minutes. When using the 25 watts profile, the total power draw will be around 42 to 43 watts. Then you'll be getting an estimated playtime of around 55 to 60 minutes. I do not recommend using Ally's turbo power profiles. They're just going to set the SPPT and FPPT values to their max values, overheat the device. With the 30 watts turbo profile, Ally's playtime will be around 45 minutes. Yes, you heard it right. Next we have the system stats section. Self-explanatory. Eco Assist. From here, just disable this setting, CPU boost. When Ally was launched, this setting was causing the CPU to overheat. Asus nerfed this setting. Enabling or disabling this setting now does not affect the CPU performance much, but to be on the safer side, just disable this setting. GPU settings, again very important. From here we can change the UMA buffer size setting. It's basically the amount of physical memory allocated to the GPU. By default it's set to 4 GB. This value will vary from game to game. Ally comes with 16 GB of physical memory. When we have set the UMA buffer size value to 4 GB, only 12 GB of physical memory will be remaining for the CPU. RAM, you don't want the game to run out of VRAM and even RAM. For most of the newly released AAA games, 6 GB is a better value, safe value. This way 10 GB of physical memory will be available for the CPU. Here we need to restart the device in order to apply the change. Restart Ally, just launch Armoury Crate. Settings, performance, GPU settings. Yeah, UMA buffer size setting changed to 6 GB. 4 GB will be fine for less demanding games, indie titles. We even have a auto setting. This setting is very tricky. Games that require a lot of RAM and VRAM can benefit from this setting, for example Hogwarts Legacy. But I have even seen some games exhibiting very ugly stuttering with the auto UMA buffer size setting. Forza Horizon 5 will not even start if you have set the UMA buffer size setting to auto. If a game is running out of VRAM, it will exhibit stuttering. In the worst case scenario, the game will simply crash. Stick with 6 GB. Do not change any settings from here. Under AMD Advanced Graphics options, I'll be configuring them via AMD Adrenaline software. Back, settings section. Here we have edit command center section. From here we can add or remove the shortcuts in the command center menu. Default values, I'll just remove RSR from here. I'll add the resolution shortcut. Using it we can quickly toggle among the different supported resolutions: 720p, 900p, Full HD. Add another shortcut, refresh it, another shortcut, CPU boost. It's completely up to you which shortcut you want. This is AFMF version 1, ignore it, nuked by AMD. Now just open the command center menu by pressing its button. Here you can see the new shortcuts, CPU boost off, refresh rate 120Hz, resolution 900p, change from a full HD 720p, 900p. We are done here. Now I'll be covering AMD's Adrenalin software. We'll show you how to use its setting. You don't need to install Adrenalin separately. It's included with Alas GPU driver, which is based on AMD's GPU driver for Radeon 780M GPU. So right click anywhere on the desktop, click on AMD software Adrenalin edition. If it's not showing up here, you can access it via taskbar. Double click. You need to go through its setup wizard. Just click on skip this instead of using quick setup. Current version will be shown here. I have the latest one, 25.5.1, released on 25th April 2025. Just click on the settings cog here. This window will open up. First we have the system subsection, information about your system, VRAM 6GB, total RAM, CPU name. Go to display section. From here make sure AMD Freesync Premium is enabled. Alas display supports variable refresh rate. This means the display's refresh rate will automatically change according to the game's FPS. It will try to match it. This will result in no screen tearing and a very smooth looking animation. Alas VRR range is from 48 to 120 Hz. In this range, the animation quality will look very fluid. When the FPS is below 48, low frame rate compensation will kick in order to eliminate any screen tearing, but there will be a noticeable drop in terms of animation fluidity when the FPS is outside Alas VRR range. Scroll down until you find very bright setting. There it is. Just set it to maximize battery, otherwise it can make the game's colors look washed out. Audio and video section, stick with default. It's up to you. Hotkeys. To open Adrenalin software, you just need to press the hotkey combo Alt+R. You can even map any of these hotkeys to any of Alas controls via Armoury Grade. Already shown you the process. For example, in order to enable AFMF, need to press the hotkey combo Alt Shift and G. In order to toggle Adrenalin's performance overlay, need to press the hotkey combo Control Shift and O. Use hotkeys enabled. Next we have the preferences section. From here make sure in-game overlay setting is on. Otherwise, even after pressing the hotkey combo for Adrenalin's performance overlay, it's not going to pop up. Advertisements, I'll just disable them. Completely up to you. Now just click on this bell icon here. You need to provide the USC permission in order to enable the performance matrix C. Performance matrix setup required. Click on it. Enable. Restart system. I'll restart it. Now I'll set up Adrenalin's performance overlay. Open Adrenalin software. Go to the performance section. Click on overlay here and enable the setting. Enable matrix overlay. There it is, small in size. Increase its size using the size slider. Move it to the right side. I'll just set the value to 130. It's completely up to you. You can enable the setting game detection for matrix overlay. This way the performance overlay will get enabled automatically when we run any game. Just disable the setting for the time being. Want to add a few performance metrics to the overlay. Just click on tracking here. First we have the FPS section expanded. Frame rate included. Next we have frame time. I'll just remove it. Click on the eye icon next to it. Red color means it's activated. Click on the icon. Gray color means it's disabled, gone from the overlay. 99 the FPS value, I'll keep it. Micro stutter rate up to you. Heavy stutter rate. Graphics API on. Very important. APIs like DirectX 11, 12, Vulkan. latency, expand the section. Frame generation lag value, this is for AFMF 2.1, AMD's travel level frame generation implementation. Lag value will be shown, I enabled it. GPU section expanded, GPU utilization added, GPU clock speed added, GPU power consumption, this is for the APU added, GPU temperature, again this temperature, beg your pardon, this temperature is for the APU, GPU voltage off, up to you, GPU memory enabled, GPU memory utilization on, GPU memory clock speed disabled. CPU section, CPU utilization added to the overlay, system memory added. This is a complete overlay. I'll just check this setting, game detection for matrix overlay on. It will get enabled automatically when I launch any game. Go to the gaming section. Here you'll see all of the games installed on your ROG Ally, but some games don't show up here automatically, especially the games from PC Game Pass store like Clear Obscure. I have installed it on my Ally, but it's not showing up here. I'll show you how to manually add it to Adrenaline. Just open the games installed directory. In my case it's C drive, Xbox games, games installed folder, content folder. You basically need to create a desktop shortcut for the game's main exe file. It's inside Sandfall folder, binaries, WinGDK. There's the game's main exe file. Okay, extension is not shown here. Click on view here, show file name extensions, enable this setting. There's the extension .exe. Select this file, right click, show more options, send to desktop, create shortcut. Now go to a desktop, there's the shortcut, just manually add it to Adrenaline. Open Adrenaline software, go to its gaming section, click on the three dots here, click on add a game, click on desktop, select the game shortcut file, open. Now you will be able to access the game's Adrenaline settings. See, I'll be testing GTA 5. I'll show you its Adrenaline settings. Open the game's profile. First I'll be running the game without AFMF, so I'll just enable Freesync. Keep Freesync on for every game, it's as simple as that. Always keep it enabled. VSYNC on, disable it only when you are using AFMF frame generation technique. You don't need to disable VSYNC when you are using FSR frame generation. Enable AntiLag from here. This setting helps in reducing latency, but I'll be honest, never observed any practical difference in terms of latency with this setting on or off. With VSYNC on, FPS will never exceed Ally's max refresh rate value, that is 120. I'll enable RSR, Radeon Super Resolution, which is basically driver level implementation of FSR1. Just select this option, enable, skip, sharpen effect value set to 75. Now just set Ally's display resolution to Full HD. Now we just need to run the game at either 720p or 900p resolution. RSR will automatically upscale the game resolution to Full HD resolution. Just to be clear, GTA 5 supports a newer version of FSR upscaler, it's 3.1. Practically speaking, you should be using the in-game FSR 3.1 upscaler instead of RSR. I am just using it for the sake of testing. We'll be disabling the in-game FSR upscaler. Before launching the game, I'll just quickly map Alt plus R key hotkey combo to M2 backrip macro button. Open Armoury Grid. Go to the game library section. From here select GTA 5 Enhance, Game Options, Set Game Profile, Keymapping. Just tap on M2 here. Uncheck this option, set as secondary function. Tap on edit next to primary button. Combine keys. Add combination keys. Click on edit next to macro 01. Add the key combo Alt and R. Back. Select it. It has been mapped. Launch the game. Steam is starting. Open command center menu by pressing the command center button. Here you can see the operating mode profile, manual. You can change the power profiles on the fly like this: 10 watts silent, 15 watts performance, 25 watts turbo. manual profile again. You can even adjust the individual values for SPL, SPPT and FPPT on the fly. I'll just set the values to 20 watts. Tap on apply here. Yeah, values change. The process is that simple. Rockstar Games Launcher is starting. Adrenaline's performance overlay started automatically. See, game is running in windowed mode. From the in-game settings, I'll set it to full screen mode and set the resolution to 900p. RSA will upscale it to full HD resolution. You can disable Adrenaline's performance overlay by pressing its hotkey combo Ctrl Shift and O. Enable it by pressing the same combo again. Graphics settings. You need to set the screen type to either windowed borderless or full screen. I have set it to full screen. Base resolution set to either 720p or 900p. I'll go with 900p. Apply changes. Settings applied. Full screen 900p. Yeah, Adrenaline's overlay. RSR is working. 900p to full HD resolution. AntiLag is also working. Refresh it. Set it to 120Hz. No FPS cap applied. VSYNC off. Always disable the in-game VSYNC. Don't apply any FPS cap from here. I'll show you how to use Radeon Chill to apply an FPS cap. Ray tracing off. Frame scaling disabled. Not using the in-game FSR3 upscaler. Practically you should be using this upscaler instead of RSR. Anti-aliasing TA, sharpness level set to 50%, settings set to high. Post effect setting set to normal. Population density, variety and distance scaling set to 50%, high detail streaming while flying on. I'll jump into the story mode. Here we are in, standing right outside Franklin's house. Here FPS is close to 70, 99th FPS value close to 60, graphics API DirectX 12. Haven't enabled AFMF yet, so no frame generation lag value. GPU utilization close to 90%. GPU clock speed. APU power draw 19 watts. APU temperature 71 degrees Celsius only. VRAM usage close to 4.5 GB. RAM usage 9.4 GB. CPU utilization. Okay, now I'll show you how to enable AFMF. Open the game's Adrenaline settings by pressing the hotkey combo Alt and R. I have mapped it to M2 backlit button. Just press it. Yeah, game's Adrenaline profile popped up. You can see the status of RSA here. It's active. You just need to enable AFMF from here. Check this setting. Frame generation status should be active and you should be seeing this green tick if it's working properly. Search mode, just set it to high. This prevents frame generation smoothing effect from getting disabled during fast visual motion. Performance mode, I usually set it to quality, best looking image quality. Barely any difference in terms of performance between quality and performance presets. If the base FPS exceeds 60, it's recommended to cap the FPS at 60 using Radeon Chill. Check this setting, Radeon Chill. Just need to set the peak and idle FPS values to 60, basically the same value. 60 FPS cap will be applied. Enabling Radeon Chill setting will disable Radeon AntiLag setting, it's normal. You need to disable VSYNC for using AFMF. Off. Keep Freesync enabled. Only Adrenaline's performance overlay can show the true FPS count with AFMF enabled. See, back to the game. Yeah, FPS increased to around 100. This is amazing. Can observe the added amount of smoothness. Latency is manageable. AMD recommends a minimum of 60 as the base FPS for using AFMF to keep the latency and graphical artifacts in check. From my own personal experience, with a base FPS range of 40 to 45, AFMF experience is decent. Latency is manageable. You should be targeting 40 to 45 FPS, base FPS, minimum range. If you use AFMF with a base FPS of 30, your latency will be noticeable. Graphical artifacts will become more significant. No significant graphical artifacts here. Base FPS was close to 60. VRAM usage close to 5.1 GB. Now I'll test Alias Hibernate feature. press the power button. I'll wake the device up after about 10 minutes. 10 minutes have passed since I activated Ali's hibernation mode. Looks like Ali is completely switched off, no LED light, even the fans are not spinning. I'll just turn it on. Disable the hibernation mode, press the power button. Okay, I need to press and hold it, just like how we switch on ROG Ali. Yeah, that worked. LED light lit up. Ali should resume from the same state. There's GTA 5. Yeah, it's running. Pause. Unpause the game. There you go, guys. Resume the game from the same spot. Game did not crash. This is how you use Ali's hibernation mode. You can also access it via command center menu. Press the command center button. Press on the power icon here. Hibernate mode. Restart. Sleep. Shut down. Completely up to you what you want to use. This concludes the video, guys. I hope you find it useful. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.